morning, welcome to part 9 of my Around the Kent Coast Cycling Challenge. It's really good to have you back. This week we'll be going around the east coast of the Isle of Grain, which is very exciting. I know there's some really good stuff to look at and talk about along the route, so that'd be really good. As you can see, the tide is out a long way. I think it's low tide at the moment. We've just come past Untitled Creek MOD area, which is behind me now. So we couldn't cycle past that bit because it's kind of out of bounds to us cyclists and walkers. But now we're back on the footpath. We've hopped round it and we'll be heading towards Grain Village and going round to see what else we can find. Let's carry on around the coast. One of the highlights of today's cycle is seeing Cliffe Fort, which you can see behind me over my left shoulder, which was a fort built on the kind of very base of the River Thames, where the River Thames meets the North Sea. So it was built in 1860 when times of tension were very high with the French. I think the English were really worried about the French invading either up the Thames or the Medway, so they kind of built a lot of forts along that Medway, and this is actually one they built out to sea. It's quite impressive how they actually done it. They must have had quite good foundations to really do under the riverbed. But it's very interesting to see. As you can see, the tide is out and you can see a path that is actually running to the fort. You can actually walk out there in times like this when the tide is low. I'm not going to do that today, although that would be very exciting. Mainly because I've got the wrong footwear on. I could get very wet feet, and secondly, I don't really know the tide. So if I'm out there and the tide comes in, I could be stuck for a while. But it's very interesting to see. I may come back and do another vlog when I know the tide times and I'm wearing wellies and have a look around the fort. If you did want to see around the fort, there is lots of videos on YouTube of kind of people exploring it. You can walk around it. You can't actually go up into the fort anymore. It was sold a few years back, I believe, to a developer. I think they're keeping their kind of name secret, the developer, because they're not quite sure what to do with it. But it'd be very interesting to see what they turn it into, whether it be a hotel or a private dwelling. I don't know, but it'd be good to see. Anyway, let's carry on around the coast. So at the beginning of the episode, I was quite excited that we were finally on the North Sea, and it was a proper kind of coastal challenge. But unfortunately, the sea was actually very short-lived. We're back on the River Medway now. So the kind of eastern edge of the Isle of Grain is on the North Sea. And then as soon as you pass Cliffe Fort, we're kind of back onto a river, which is a different river, the River Medway. So hopefully there'll be lots of fun stuff along the River Medway to find. But I think we're going to stick on this river until we're kind of back past the Isle of Sheppey. So I'm sure it'll be fun, and hopefully we'll find the sea again soon. Let's carry on around the River Medway. So previously we've had a few problems with wind noise on these videos. So last week I tried to counteract that by buying a microphone. Unfortunately it didn't actually work too well because, well, firstly it had a lot of crackling and lost volume a lot on the footage, and secondly I actually lost it halfway through the cycle, so that didn't really work at all. So this week I've kind of tried a new tactic to counteract the wind noise. So kind of no expense spared. I've actually, as shown by this picture, I've used an old sock to cover the microphone. Now I've been reliably ensured that this actually works to counteract the wind noise. So hopefully you can hear me alright, and this could be the new way of counteracting the wind noise. Let's carry on. an interesting sight here. As you see across the River Thames, there's a big red ship, and it's actually been pushed by a tug into the docks, which is quite interesting. That must be the way they kind of get the ships in, possibly. I'm guessing they can't manoeuvre that accurately themselves, so they need tugs to push them. Not being a naval person, that's only my guess, but I'm just going to do a quick pan round so you can see the rest of the views of the River Medway. As you see, that goes inland towards the Isle of Sheppey there. I'm going to pan back round, past the big red ship, see the wind turbines in the distance. As we pan round, you'll see Cliffe Fort in the distance, and out to the North Sea. Okay, let's carry on along this path. So over the past week we've had quite a bad weather front kind of hit Kent. It's actually hit the whole country. It's quite a kind of deep snow that hit us. I actually called it the beast from the east because it came from kind of northeast Europe. And as you can see, you got the remnants of the snow behind me. Actually 2 days ago this would have been all white. It's actually gone really quick because the weather's turned, it's warmed up, and we've had a bit of rain since then. So most of it has now disappeared. But what I just want to talk about now is across the river, I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Isle of Sheppey docks, which we may talk about when we go around the Isle of Sheppey. But just off the Isle of Sheppey docks is a ship called the, I think it's the SS Richard Montgomery. Now this ship is actually, it contains 150 tons of explosives, and it sunk during the Second World War. I don't think it's actually in battle, I think it just kind of sprang a leak and sunk to the bottom. Now there's been several attempts to try and get the explosives off the ship, unfortunately with no luck. So basically the ship is still sitting there with all its explosives on board, and there is a lot of concern between kind of among the naval community and I think the residents of the Isle of Sheppey and maybe this east coast of the Isle of Grain that it could still explode. I'm not sure that it's probably kind of very explosive after all this time underwater and being very wet, but I'm not an expert in these things, so you never know. So basically, yeah, just an interesting fact. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it won't go off today. Otherwise, I could be in trouble. But yeah, interesting fact. Let's carry on around the coast. So this is the end of the footpath today. It's only a kind of short burst along the east coast, because unfortunately the footpath ends, as you can see by this sign behind me. The land past it is actually owned by the National Grid, so there's a lot of industry on the kind of east and southern edge of the Isle of Grain, which is mainly kind of National Grid. I think there's a kind of a lot of electrical works here, and BP as well. They've got, I think it's the second biggest gas refinery in the UK here. Now I'm going to just pan around so you can see the extent of the kind of industry behind me. As you can see, it's quite a lot of it. So I just want to kind of go over the seawall here and show you the beach area. Climbing over the wall. It's quite a steep slope here, so just kind of heading down onto this beach. It's quite a nice beach here. As you can see, the border where the footpath stops is quite well signposted, warning me not to go past. So I better stay this side. So just walking along the beach, quite nice, quite pebbly. I've heard people being told off by National Grid for filming down here, so I've got to be a little bit careful. So here's the kind of end of the beach area where you're allowed to walk to, as you can see. Behind it is, I believe, where they could probably load kind of cargo ships along the pier there. I'm just going to walk under the bridge. This is very naughty of me. Yeah. I'm going to peer around. This is the out of bounds area now. So I'm going to head back now to the car. It's been a great cycle this week. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you all in part 10.